Yep, so I'm Paul Bryant. Everyone calls me Ernie, which they have for a number of years, and I've worked on the rescue helicopter in Nelson for the last 11 years. I was in Auckland with the Auckland Rescue Helicopter there for 15 years, and I was in the Air Force for 13 years before that, so I've been around a while. In the Air Force I started as a ground trade, and at the end of my senior course, I was only been in the Air Force 4.5 years, they were asking for airman aircrew, so that's all your flight engineers and helicopter crewmen and stuff, so I applied and got selected and flew on the on a transport aircraft for the first 4 years, and then after doing some peacekeeping and stuff, came back and I sort of really had the helicopter bug. As such that was more where I saw myself sitting, but it was really hard to get into that one because it was so popular and so limited. So I applied and cross-trained in 1993 and became a helicopter crewman, and I've been doing that ever since. Training's not everybody's cup of tea, you know. It's not the thing you go, oh, well, because you've been here 5 or 6 years or whatever, then you'd make a good trainer because you'll know your stuff. It's not everybody's gig, but it is mine, and I do enjoy it, and the fact that you can see people grow and you can see them develop into that person that I was years ago that learnt this trade, and along the way we pass these little nuggets of goodness onto them that they take with them. But I think more than that, it's just the rewarding thing of knowing that what you're teaching them is actually getting through, and they're repeating it back to you, and they're doing just as good of a job. And sometimes I think, God, I must have been so thick when I was young because of the speed some of them learn at. But yeah, it is. Training can be very rewarding, sometimes more rewarding than going on missions, to actually come back and watch these people who couldn't string a sentence of patter together at the beginning, who are now winching somebody out of a 2 metre square hole in the bush under training, and doing it competently. Yeah, there are jobs you look at and you think, oh, I wouldn't mind giving that a go. But I think the reason you don't is because inside you somewhere you know that that's not really where you're headed. And for me, aviation was where I was headed, and then it was just, I guess, in some way, shape or form, sorting out where I slotted into that, and that became very evident when I went to the helicopter side of things. And this was me. This is where I belonged. Yeah. My perfect day at work. Good God, what a question. Perfect day at work. I don't know that there is a perfect day because we never have them. Every day is different for us, and the nature of the game, you know, and flying all day and doing work is not a bad thing, and sitting around all day sometimes is quite good as well, where you get a shift just to sort of recharge yourself and go, oh, we didn't go out today, so that's okay, or getting a few night shifts where you don't go out versus having an all-nighter, you know, where your eyeballs are hanging out from looking through MVGs. So perfect day, I think, is like I keep going on about, is a balance. I think doing a really difficult winch and pulling it off and knowing that you did that is probably a highlight that I don't really recognise that often, but I do when I'm doing it. Like I can be there and I think, well, you know, look, I just put this person on this tiny little rock, or I've lifted them 90 feet out of the bush and the hook went straight into their hand and all this sort of thing. That doesn't happen from the beginning, that we make look very easy now, and I think that'll be the phone.